everybody? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Diddy Combs, Cassie was the best thing you could have expected. Baby, Diddy put so much energy into going on Cassie, but guess what? There's a surprise witness, and we are not talking about Capricorn Clark, even though she is going to shut things down. Baby, we are talking about victim number 2, the victim that Diddy didn't see coming, the victim that the judge is not going to let Diddy dox, and the victim that is going to tie all this RICO and SMEX trafficking up for the naysayers. Now, let me tell you one thing, okay? First of all, there's no court today. I'm safe. I'm around. There was no court today, so I decided to fly out and see my baby. Baby, we gotta keep things going, right? Diddy can't make me lose my man. Anyway, y'all. All jokes aside, right? Yes, there is no trial on Friday, obviously, and there's no trial Monday. The courts are closed for Memorial Day weekend, but your girl will be back in action. Don't worry, we're gonna bring y'all the real. I have heard all the complaints about me reading super chats, and I want you guys to know. I heard all the complaints. This is very serious. I heard all the complaints about me reading super chats on live and how certain people think that's distracting and they can't take it. And I want to say, I hear you. I'm listening. I hear you. And I don't give a damn. Shut up. Literally, shut up. Everybody stop complaining about these super chats. Do y'all realize that the fan funding is the reason I can be out there every day? Do you realize this is my commercial break? And do you realize I am never not going to thank the people? And of course, I thank you for your attention, but I'm never not going to thank the people that go that extra yard to actually fund me so I can sit there and make content for everybody. Y'all consider it a commercial break, okay? We'll try to organize it a bit more, but y'all, come on. What y'all think this is? What do y'all think this is? Speaking of which, Mimi KU, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Baby, we got to talk about victim number 2. Diddy's defense team did not see this coming. I will say one thing also. Brian Still was in there playing in Judge Aaron's face. He tried to take that YSL nonsense, which, by the way, did y'all hear Young Thug say that Kid Cudi was a snitch? First of all, Young Thug, you are lucky Fulton County DA is corrupt. Because Fulton County DA is the only reason, and their effery is the only reason you got off. Had you been in the Southern District of New York, the crown jewel of professionalism, you would have got what you wanted. Y'all got to stop this. Snitching is when you are both criminals and somebody that was a criminal doing the same dirt as you flips and is a tattletale, and you get in trouble and they don't. The reason why people don't like snitches is because snitches should also be in jail with you, but they get off. How is a law-abiding man who is protecting an abused woman, whose house was broken into, whose dog was terrorized? And now that I am a dog owner, I take that very, I always did, but now I just know it's like torturing a little kid whose house was terrorized, whose house was broken into, Christmas presents opened, strewn about for his mom and his sister, whoever. The house was broken into, the dog was terrorized, the car was set on fire. Kid Cudi is not a street dude. And you know what? In 2005, we leaving these street dudes alone. It's not a flex to say you in your 30s and 40s and you still handling things on the street. The only people that can say that as high school and street guys in high school, it should end in a friendly fade. Like, are we going to move out of this in 2025? We see what being with a street dude gets you. We see what being a street dude gets you. We see. But the fact that, anyway, I'll talk about that in a different video, because Young Thug, I said, go back, like, security, guards. But anyway, Young Thug, speaking on, he has snitched. Do you even know what the thing is snitch? That's why you got a RICO charge. Do you even know what snitches is? He wrote The Pursuit of Happiness. Kid Cudi, come up here and put the, like, I don't know. None of these street dudes in any way are trying to clean the community from the filth and uplift and protect women and do this and do that. But yet we got to talk about snitching, man. Leave this. Nope. Shout out to Kid Cudi, all right? Anyway, Brian Still tried to take that down south nonsense into this Northeast federal court. Yana, No, he was like, Your Honor, I'm going to move for a mistrial. And Judge Aaron looked at him and said, you don't have the right to move to for anything. He was looking around like, has this man lost his damn mind? A mistrial for what? He kept threatening mistrials. Judge Aaron was like, do what you need to do. Anyway, it's overruled. Let's move on. I really like that. Okay, so we had Judge. I'll talk about this in a video too, or maybe later in the live. What I'm going to do moving forward is we're going to have the long lives for people that like to chop it up, and then we're going to have little standalone videos for people that ain't got time. Baby, what you want, what you want, what you want. This is Burger King. Anyway, let's talk about victim number 2. Victim number 2 is wild. And victim number 2 is as close as you can get to the perfect victim. All the things the defense have been saying about why Cassie can't be believed, why Kid Cudi can't believe, why all these people. Victim number 2 blows it apart. Now let's get into victim number 2, because I promise y'all, for y'all being like, I don't see the RICO, baby, you about to see the RICO. Diddy is done. We're also going to get into what happened last week and the way the feds did a great job of building the RICO case. Now listen, I know a little bit about the law, right? Even though people like to let this sunny disposition fool them, right? I know a little bit about the law, right? But also I'm in the court, so I'm giving y'all real stuff. But also I talk to a lot of legal analysis. If you are in the court and you talk to, and listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I am saying that when this is over, Diddy will be found guilty and I will be doing my victory lap. And because I think I'm doing a really good job in legal analysis. But even if you don't believe that, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is the legal analysis, the people that see the Southern District in New York, they're familiar with their work. They know how to build a case. The prosecution is doing an excellent job. Now, it might not hit in the real world, but in the real world, people think popping mollies at a party, ha, ha, ha. But you know that's illegal. What we accept in the real world as opposed to what is illegal are two different things. So we're also going to talk about this, but let's get into the Diddy stuff, okay? All right. Now, first of all, what are we going to go over, okay? The victim number 2 confirms the existence of the allegedly incriminating Smex tapes. Now, why is that so important? Because unlike Cassie, when they're trying to say, well, that was girlfriend, boyfriend, that was love, even though it was nothing but abusive mess, and everybody that knows anything about abusive relationships is saying it is abusive mess, okay? Well, with victim number 2, it's different. It offers unrefutable evidence of commercial Smex acts obtained through force, fraud, and coercion. And Diddy unequivocally, victim 2 is going to testify, threaten, use these videos to blackmail. This also will solidify the government, Diddy's pattern of extortion, coercive control, and predatory behavior. Why did Cassie go first? Because I've been saying this for a while. Cassie is a strong victim, and she's a star victim. At least to me, because I'm in the media, everyone knows who Cassie is. Her name gets a lot of headlines, but Cassie is not the perfect victim. Victim number 2 is the perfect victim, according to Diddy's worst nightmare. And that's why they are trying to go out of their way to dox them. Now, I have the letters. The victim's people said, listen, Your Honor, lawyer said, thank you for letting us, Your Honor, thank you so much for letting us proceed with a pseudonym. However, when it comes to the Smex tapes, we don't want them shown in open court. They've been shown to the jury, but we don't want that mess shown in open court. Why? Because Diddy's team is desperate to dox victim number 2. They need someone to come forward and be like, she's a loose woman. She was cheating. Oh my God. Because this team, according to Cassie, is turning into who can be painted with the